And when it comes to the job site, there's no tools. No tools are needed. It's all by
Wow.
zip ties. So zip ties put the dome up, and one person can do it in 4 hours. Four people can do it in an hour.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Can you tell us what are the good, the bad, and the ugly of property entrepreneurs? Because no matter what I say, everybody listening to the podcast, they say, you know what? This is pure statistic. 1 out of 5 people that show up to Harry's podcast, they've been in property, they have done some stuff with property, and they are a millionaire. So I want to be a millionaire. I want to do property. So tell us what's the honest truth about properties, so we can, our audience can have the whole 360 approach.
Sure. Well, first of all, there are people who are agreeable, and that's part of the problem. So when you've got a renter and they say, I can't pay, oh, it's okay. So you're a very agreeable person. And then on the other side, you can be a disagreeable person, and they say, get out. So, and then how do you handle that kind of personality? And that's what you got to do. You got to be partnered up. And that's where that's what they said, Jesus said to his disciples, is go 2 by 2. And there's a reason why we see Mormons walking around or riding their bicycle 2 by 2, because one watches the other and the other one watches the other. So a partnership would be great. Once you get into a 3-way partnership, then it's 2 against 1. So I don't recommend a 3-way or more than that. Just a simple partnership, but they would have to be more of the disagreeable personality type, and you can be the more agreeable, or vice versa. But that way,
Wow.
when you're
I
negotiating,
learned something very good from you today.
yeah,
Very powerful.
so that's what I would say.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because yeah, with tenants, yeah, I'm the agreeable. Yeah, I've
Right.
been this type of person all my life. Oh, I cannot pay you rent today. Don't worry, pay later and everything. My managers, on the other hand, they
Mhm.
made up in completely different structure. They to the girls, the managers, they had to pay the rent. So it's a
Or
different
another way of yeah,
personality, like you
another
said. Yeah.
another way of saying it is like an iron fist and a velvet glove. So you're the velvet glove, but someone's got to be the fist. Someone's got to
Hmm.
keep them in line, and so people
Hmm.
will take any chance they can if you allow it. So you can't be taken advantage of unless you allow it. So you and me, we'd be pushovers, but that's where you got to have somebody else be, no, this is the way it is.
So tell us how it is should become a property entrepreneur, because the like definitely, you see, you're an academic, and you're very respectful in what you do. However, in order to build wealth, right, the salary of teacher is not gonna help you that much as a property portfolio. So how come you decided to, apart from being my parents are teachers, by the way, yeah, but they never been entrepreneurs. So how come? Tell us about this transition, about from your academic career to, on the side, make sure that you took care of your financial wealth, sustainable. Look at you, you're living in Philippines.
Well,
Is that unbelievable? You see, so so how you made that shift? What happened to your life? Where this entrepreneurship came to a teacher? Tell us.
well, well, if you want to start with the entrepreneur, starting when I was 7 years old, and I wanted money, and I figured out how I could get a cake mix and Kool-Aid mix. And I made a cake and drink, and I sold it in my garage on Saturday. And some of my friends came over and they didn't have any money. I said, if you go get me 3 paying customers, I'll give you a slice of cake. So
Wow.
that's where you can motivate other people to do your work for you. So it's kind of like Trump think is expanding your ability to reach other people. So it's kind of like a funnel. What you want to do is visibility and then credibility. What comes out of the funnel is your profit. So the things with real estate is I saw a piece of property. This was a long time ago when we had the multiple listing book. And so I took a look at the property and there was no sign on the property. Nobody knew it was for sale. I took the effort of looking it up. So I contacted through my real estate agent and I made a $20,000 cash offer, but it was worth 60. So you got to offer them a
Wow.
low ball, right? Right. So, and then they went 60 because they hadn't had an
But Tommy, they
offer.
were not even selling the house because it was no sign.
There was no sign. So for a year and a half, they didn't get a single offer.
So what happened? The house was empty, or the people were living there, or?
It was vacant land. So
wow.
it was right. So it was valued at 60,000. That's what it should have sold for. But since they never got a single offer, I was the first one in a year and a half. So then they countered and they said, okay, 30,000. But that's what they wanted, 30,000. So I said, okay, my 20,000 cash still stands. Now I made it complicated. I made that 30,000 2 or 3 loans with different interest rates, balloon payments. And my agent said, I don't even understand it. I said, you don't have to. So I sent them a confusing thing. And then they went, okay, 20,000 and you pay the closing costs, which was $750. So for a very low amount of money, I got a deal. And then
because
recently,
I'm a big fan of your phrase. Yes. And I'm rooting for the phrase all the time. Yeah. It's never about the price. It's always about the terms. Yeah. And in property, that have been very helpful in my career in property because it's not about the price. We all worry about the price. No, this much. Why you don't give it cheaper? Why you don't do this? And at the end of the day, when it comes to property, if they're happy with this price and they're not gonna move for this price, I'm not gonna battle with I'm not gonna lose the deal because of this pricing. No way.
Yeah.
We're gonna arrange some terms, right? Because
So
for me, who cares
recently,
if I already got the property and I have enough time to paint it and rent it more expensive and whatever, I can give him this price, but they need to give me, in London, a pub, Tommy. This is true story happened to me. It was a pub in London, took fire. Nobody want to touch it, close to Brick Lane. And when it was a big problem that nobody want to touch it, guess where it landed? In Harry's lab. Harry, look, this pub. People were thinking that it was going to cost 100,000 to fix it. I arrived to the thing with my team, and we touching the walls and said, look, I don't see any structural problem here. I mean, it's bad. It's they were horrible because they were dark because of course go fire. But the fire brigade arrived really quickly. The structure was actually no damage. But people went there. They got so scared. They said, "Oh my God, I got to invest 100,000 here. Let me get out." Nobody want to touch the pub. So I took the pub, Tommy, and I remember I said to the guy, "Look, you give me 6 months, okay? How much you want rent? No, I want rent this money." Say, "Look. Can you get the rent lower? No, I cannot get the rent lower." Okay, very good. This is what we're going to do. You give me 6 months so I can fix it. And like that. And after the 6 months, I'll give you this amount in rent. Is that okay? And they told me, yes, fantastic. So Tommy, in 2 months we finish. The other 2 months that we rent the thing, we use all this money for the investment that I had to put to fix the whole thing. We get 2 months full profit. And then we pay the rent and we make our markup. It was beautiful and all based in your phrase. It's never about the price. It's also about the time. The guy said, I want this rent and I'm not going to move a pound less. And I say, okay, that's what you're going to do. That's okay. If you give me some room, I'll give you that rent. I knew that after the pub is refurbished and everything, I can easily pay that rent and make a mark on top. But by the way, we make it was amazing. It was at the end of the day, the product was even better than what happened. So, Tommy, where do you learn this? Where do you learn about those things? Because you're a teacher, you're not a negotiator, you were not even a property investor. So, from where you learn that? How this idea came to you? You're an academic person. You're not an entrepreneur. You're not a business person.
Well, my dad was a certified public accountant.
Ah,
And so by
wow.
hanging out with him, you would call him ACA there in England. But I was hanging around with him and going to meetings, and I would learn about limited partnerships where the partner puts no money up, but is in complete control. And all the
Mm-hmm.
limited partners put in their portion, and they're only limited to their investment. They can't be sued for more than what they put in. So that worked out really well. So I utilized that in many cases.
Wow. So tell us then, Tommy, about let's talk about social responsibility, okay? Because you do an amazing job there in Philippines, right? And you teaching farmers how to do these houses. By the way, bamboo is very strong structure. And so it's possible to do good and make money at the same time. And we need a lot of more entrepreneurs like you with this social responsibility. Well, yours is even global, it's not even local because you're not even in the United States, you're in Philippines helping out farmers there. So tell us about this holistic process as an entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, I give one conference once in Peru when we went to do speaking tour in Peru. I was telling to the promoter, I want to speak with to the people. I want to. We usually go to Singapore, to Dubai, to London, to where people have a lot of affordability. So I want to speak with the people in Peru, and they brought an audience which it was women leaders, women community leaders. There is a law in Peru that the kids that don't have money, they need to have a glass of milk. These women are the women that take this powdered milk and distribute it to the kids in all the city, right? In so the first time that I did a conference to a community leader women, and that changed my whole perspective because it was the only conference that we didn't get paid, and it was the more fulfilling because you can see
Right.
that the job you're doing can actually make a huge impact. So that conference actually changed my life and changed my purpose and everything. So Tommy, how had been your journey, right? That you don't need to be in Philippines. You can be in a
Anywhere in the
cruise,
world.
in a
Right.
cruise, enjoying holiday, living your life. You don't have to be there. So why? Why do you there then?
Well, the reason why I'm here, as I say in the local language, is Naga Pangita sa Asawa. I came here looking for a wife. So, and I have found a fiance. She's wonderful. So that's what I came here for. But I didn't have a place to stay, and I had knew nobody in the Philippines. So there's a website called WWOOF. That's Worldwide Opportunity Organic Farming. And so farmers want you to stay at their place, and in exchange for your labor, you get to live there, room and board. So you have something to eat and you have a place to sleep. So there were many of them located there in the Philippines. So I contacted them, and one responded, which was near Manila. So I flew into Manila, and I lived on the farm for about 6 weeks, and I taught
Wow.
them how, yeah. And I didn't have to pay any rent. So I was living on about $100 a month, at even if that was just to buy us a few things that I wanted to eat and stuff like that, and some little things. So you can live very inexpensively here.
I know.
And so, yeah, so then I taught them how to build a dome house. We put up an 8-meter dome in a one person, did it in 4 hours. And so I go back soon to teach a workshop to more of the local people. And the whole point is that once I teach them how to do this, then they become a dome builder. So they only need to know one number, how wide the dome is or how tall. And it can be the shape of a tunnel too. So you can do a tunnel or a
Wow.
dome. And once they have the one number, the computer calculator tells them how to build each stick, how long each stick is. They drill a hole. And when it comes to the job site, there's no tools. No tools are needed. It's all by
Wow.
zip ties. So zip ties put the dome up, and one person can do it in 4 hours. 4 people can do it in an hour. So, and now I have left somebody not only know how to build a dome, but now they have a business. That's the whole thing, is to leave behind someone who can make some money, especially on real estate. So you can have a
Yeah,
piece of
you're
raw
doing what
land.
you really love. You're still in the real estate,
Yeah,
yeah.
And within 4 hours, you've got a dome on it. It could be a house, it could be a barn, it could be a greenhouse. So lots of different opportunities.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.